Tampa Bay Rays have been on fire to start out the 2023 season. They've gone 6-0 in their first 6 games, and that's the first time that's been done since the 2016 Orioles did so. And with the Rays' hot start, it has been very impressive, but we also have to consider the fact that they've played 2 of the worst teams in baseball. They started out their season with a 3-game set versus Detroit, which obviously ended up with the Rays sweeping them. And they followed up their Detroit series by traveling to Washington to take on the Nationals, where they obviously swept them as well. But like I said, both of these teams are very bad, especially offensively. Detroit was the 29th ranked offense last year, and Washington was 22nd. That's a pretty big reason why the Rays have arguably been the best pitching staff in baseball this year. So far as a team, they've only allowed 13 runs in those 6 games. But I'm not going to sit here and act like what the Rays have done so far isn't impressive. They've taken care of business, and they've done it in dominant fashion. And this hot start is something that may extend over into this weekend, as they have a 3-game set versus one of baseball's worst teams in the Oakland A's. So it is very possible that the Rays end out this weekend with a record of 9-0. But after this weekend against Oakland, things do get a bit tougher, as they have 2 divisional opponents who were top 10 offenses last year in the Red Sox and the Blue Jays. So that's going to be Tampa Bay's first real test of the season. Like I said, 2 divisional opponents in the Red Sox and Blue Jays who have very good offenses, who have both started off very hot this year. They're going to be both great series to watch. And this should really come as no surprise, but so far the Rays' offense and their pitching has been one of the league's best. Their offense has been led by their young star in Wander Franco, who this year in 24 at-bats is hitting .417 with 2 home runs and 2 stolen bases. Franco is one of my favorite players to watch in baseball today. I really was hoping he would pan out this year, and barring any injuries, it looks like he's in for a huge breakout season. Randy Arozarena has also carried his hot play from the WBC over into the regular season, as so far he's hitting .364 with a home run. Yandy Diaz has also been a big contributor offensively, as so far he's hitting .333 with 2 home runs and 6 runs driven in. And they also have a few other names who you wouldn't necessarily expect to have an impact offensively in Luke Raley, Josh Lowe, and Jose Siri, who have all been huge so far for Tampa Bay. And as hot as this offense has been to start out the year, they still have a couple key offensive contributors who have gotten off to a slow start in Brandon Lau and Harold Ramirez, who I fully expect to get going soon. So obviously this offense has been great so far. I think they can keep up the hot play. I think they are overall a pretty solid offense. I don't think they're going to be top 5 in baseball, but I think it's very realistic to say this team has top 10 offensive potential. And moving on to their pitching, it has been absolutely dominant. One thing that actually surprises me though is the fact that Tampa Bay's team ERA of 2 flat is not the best in baseball. The Twins have a team ERA of 1.9, which is obviously the best, but Tampa Bay comes in at second with a 2 ERA. So far, the ace of the staff in Shane McClanahan has been firing on all cylinders, as so far through 2 starts in 12 innings he's posted a 1.5 ERA with 12 punchouts. Jeffrey Springs in his lone start was absolutely dominant, as in 6 no-hit innings he allowed no runs and also punched out 12 batters. They also have Drew Rasmussen, who's one of the most underrated starting pitchers in the game today, who so far in 1 start this year pitched 6 innings while allowing no runs and punched out 7 batters. Zach Eflin, who they picked up this offseason from the Phillies, was very good in his first start, as through 5 innings he only allowed 1 run and punched out 5 batters. And they're doing all this so far without arguably their best pitcher in Tyler Glasnow, who's expected to return in mid-May. And I know it is extremely early, we're only just over a week into the season, but this rotation looks like far and away the best in baseball, at least up to this point. And for the bullpen, it's also been very impressive so far, as they have great arms all around in Pete Fairbanks, Jason Adams, Colin Pache, Jalen Beeks, Ryan Thompson, and Garrett Clevenger. So I really like this Tampa Bay team, especially if Wander Franco stays hot offensively. And it goes without being said, but this pace isn't going to keep up. They're going to lose games eventually with harder competition, but still, I think we may be looking at a 100-win team here. They're leading baseball with a +31 run differential, which is 6 runs ahead of the second-place Dodgers. And yes, they have been playing easy teams, like I've said a ton throughout this video, but they're doing what they should be doing, and they're taking care of business. Maybe I'm overreacting with the Rays. Maybe they're not a 100-win team. Maybe they just need to play good teams and then they'll get a reality check. But all in all, I think this Tampa Bay team is for real, and like I said, I think they could potentially be a 100-win team. Let me know what you guys think of the Rays down below. I'm curious to see what you guys think. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.